share. Where is oh there you go. Share, copy. All right, I think we are live. Thank you so much for joining me in my first ever build and my first ever live stream on YouTube. I tried to start just now, but I had some technical issues. So everything that can go wrong did go wrong. So now I'm sweating. So I need to calm down. Thanks so much for dropping in. If you're there, I don't know. There are 3 people watching me. So whoever you are, thank you so much for supporting me. Say hello. All right, so let's get to it. Why am I here? Who am I? My name is Reza Ali. I am a facilitator, consultant, and trainer in Malaysia. And one of the things that I like to emphasize is this concept of learning. I like to learn new things. I like to do things that I've never done before. So this is going to be part of it. A few days ago, I was helping out a friend of mine I was helping out a friend of mine help her son build his PC, and even though I was helping them remotely through a webcam, but it was so fun and exciting that I decided, hey, I am going to do it as well. So I've got everything here. So let me just come up here and give you some reasons why. Why build your own PC? Okay. All right. Why build your own PC? There are 9 reasons. 1, more cost effective. Cost effective, not cheap. Cost effective. So if you spend 2,000 ringgit building your own PC and you spend 2,000 ringgit buying a PC from a manufacturer, priced from a power and performance perspective, your self-built PC is always going to be more powerful than the manufacturer-built PC. So cost effectiveness is one of the reasons why you build your own PC. It's easier to upgrade. You buy the PC and you fix everything in, and every component that you put into your build can be upgraded. So if you have a budget like me, because I didn't want to spend more than I needed to, and you wanted to build your PC based on a certain budget, you can buy it. And then later on, if you wanted to upgrade, you want to upgrade the RAM or the storage or the PC or the CPU or the graphics card, then it is easier to do. Number 3, which is most important to me, you develop a skill. And this is very important because I believe that spending time, effort, and money on developing a skill makes you a more valuable person. And look at me, I am a law graduate. I studied law at university. I was a legal advisor for Petronas for 5 years. I became a project manager in Cyberjaya for another 5 years. I was a change management consultant with A.T. Kearney for another few years. And on top of that, I built my technical skills, I built my IT skills, I built my photography and videography skills. And I am now able to put all those extremely wide variety of skills together to develop a unique proposition called Razor. And that has served me very well. So developing a skill is very important. Number 4, no more bloatware. If you buy any PC from a manufacturer, you are always going to see a lot of software that you don't have any idea or clue what it's about. And the reason is the manufacturers would install the software, and sometimes retail service providers will ask the manufacturers to install the software. So no more bloatware. Whatever is on the PC is what you want to be on the PC. Number 5, you get better warranty. So each component of the PC will have its own individual warranty, and sometimes the warranty are 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, some are even lifetime warranty. So you get to enjoy, if you're able to successfully track all these components, you're able to get better warranty in case something happens. Number 6, you learn responsibility because, hey, this is your build. You assemble this one by one, and it's you can't just, if something goes wrong, you can't just take it to the support center because, hey, guess what? You are the support center. And the thing is not as daunting or as difficult as it sounds. You got to have confidence to do it. Number 7, complete control of the build. So as I said before, nothing is in there without your know-how. Nothing is in there without your say-so, and you make sure that everything on the PC is how exactly you want it to be. Number 8, sharpen problem-solving skills. And I learned this in the last 3 days because a few days ago, I helped out a friend of mine help her son build a PC. And it took us about 4 hours. And it was problem after problem after problem. And it's all about understanding how do we solve these problems. Now, I have never built a PC before. I've done it vicariously through the webcam with helping my friend. And yesterday, I actually went to see my friend. I actually went to the shop to see how they do it at the PC, and it was interesting. But I haven't actually done anything, so that's going to be that's a little bit daunting for me. Okay, all right. What else? And lastly, it's actually fun. It's a lot of fun. And I'm having fun right now, even though I'm sweating because it's hot and we couldn't go live just now. So those are the 9 reasons why you should build your own PC. Now, in building this PC, there are a few things that you need. So I'm rushing a little bit. I'm going to take a deep breath. Slow things down. I'm live. There's no need to rush things. And if you have any questions, please type it into the live chat below. You would help me out a great deal. If for some reason you can't see the audio and you can't read anything, if you have any questions, please do write them in the questions below. Okay, next. So what do you need in order to build your PC? You need 7 things. You need a motherboard, the CPU or central processing unit. You need the GPU, or I think it's graphics processing unit. You need the memory, the RAM. You need some form of storage, whether it's a solid state drive or a hard disk drive. So that is SSD. You need a power supply unit with a power cord, and you need a case. So yesterday I had gone to the shop and bought all this stuff, and I'm going to show you what I bought in a few minutes. I'm going to show you it right now. So we have the motherboard. This is the motherboard. Right, my motherboard is a Gigabyte B450M DS3H. I don't really know what it all stands for, but this is the platform of the PC. This is where all the boards are, and everything else connects to this board. So you need a motherboard. The next important thing is your CPU, right? This is the brains of your PC. And there are two primary manufacturers for CPUs. You have Intel, you have Ryzen. Everybody knows Intel. You have AMD. And AMD really has come up to the front in terms of CPU, especially for gaming. So mine is a Ryzen 3, I think it's Ryzen 3 3200G. So that's my CPU. I'm not going to open this yet because we are only going to open everything as and when it's needed. The next thing is a GPU. This is the graphics processing unit, the graphics card, which is going to help if you want to do a lot of heavy gaming. But I don't have a GPU because the CPU that I bought, if you see, it says, hang on, 3200G. The G stands for graphic, and it means that this CPU has the graphics card integrated to it. So I have one less item. Next is memory, RAM. All right, so this is the RAM. The RAM that I chose is a PNY DDR4 8GB. And if you're familiar with handphones, when you get your iPhone or your Android phone or your Samsung 10, 11, 12 and other stuff, one of the most important things that people look for is RAM. RAM stands for random access memory. And a lack of RAM makes your machine slow. So generally for us, the more RAM, the better. So I've got 8 gigabyte of RAM here, and I'm going to test it out, see whether the performance is good. Otherwise, I might add another RAM later. Next is storage, SSD or HDD. SSD stands for solid state drive and HDD stands for hard disk drive. So I've got two here. This is my SSD, which is a Acer Panther 240 gigabyte SSD, and this is my HDD, hard disk drive, and this is a 1 terabyte Western Digital. What is the difference between this and this? Very simple. This big one, hard disk drive, has moving parts in it. So you just imagine there's a spinning disk in it, and it's spinning, and there's a reader that reads what's on the drive. But an SSD has no spinning units in it. There's nothing moves here. So this is generally faster and more stable. But the prices are different. I got a 240 gigabyte SSD and a 1 terabyte HDD. I could have gone with a 1 terabyte SSD, but that's going to cost a lot of money, right? So generally what people do is they say spend money on the SSD so that your operating system or Windows is sitting here and everything else is sitting on the hard disk drive. Okay, so let me check what's the chat here. I am going to, okay. All right, and next is PSU, or the power supply unit. This is the power supply unit, and this is where it connects to the power socket and drives the entire PC, and this is the cord for it. And lastly, we have the case. So this is the case I bought. So I'll open that later. It's what is it? It's a Sago Tab Segotap. Okay. The brand is called Segotap, but we'll take a look at it later. Now, I want to say something. I am a very non-IT person, so I'm not here to explain the technical parts of what every piece of equipment is. I'm coming purely from a first-time builder and a non-IT person. If you think that this is something that you want to do, I highly advise you to make sure that you watch videos on YouTube about how to build a PC from a more IT related person. My intention of doing this is just to share with people how easy it is to do this, and how anybody with some level of commitment and patience can actually do it. That's my intention. All right. Okay. So those are the things to make a PC, and I'm just gonna put this aside for the time being to make sure my workstation is clean. All right. The next thing is you need peripherals. So you have the PC built, that's the box, that's the desktop. But the desktop on its own doesn't really do anything because you need things attached to it. One is a monitor, and the monitor is here and is connected to my laptop, so I can't show it to you, but it's a normal monitor, flat screen monitor. Then you need a keyboard. So I got a keyboard here. And you need a mouse, obviously, to input and operate the PC. You need some speakers because the PC doesn't have any speakers attached to it. You need a Wi-Fi dongle because otherwise your computer can't connect to the internet wirelessly. You have to connect to the internet using an Ethernet cable, which nobody does these days. And you need a Bluetooth dongle if you want to run Bluetooth equipment on it. But I looked everywhere, and for some reason, Malaysia has completely run out of Bluetooth dongle. So I ordered some online, and so I'm waiting for it to come. Okay, so those are the stuff for peripherals. Next thing, you need tools. Tools to make a PC. The most important thing is this. A Phillips #2 screwdriver. And the one that I bought for my friend when she wanted to help her son do it was a little bit shorter. So then I bought something which is longer. But yesterday at the shop, I saw them use a Phillips screwdriver which is this long, which made me feel a bit inadequate. So hopefully this is going to do. Now, it's also magnetic, right? And I learned this the hard way because screws that you're going to be doing are small. So magnetic screwdrivers, you can just pick up the screw with the screwdriver instead of trying to fiddle around with your hands. I've also got a power screwdriver here, again with the Phillips #2 size, and I will do this for anything that's not related to any electronic item, like doing the case. Then I need this nose pliers, and the nose pliers, again, I've been reading. It's sometimes there are certain things in the case that you can do by hand, but it's actually better to do it using this pliers. You also need cable cutter. You need cable cutter which is going to cut cable ties. And this is for this wonderful skill called cable management. And I think cable management separates the boys from the men. It is cable management. I mean, building the PC, learning to build the PC is not that difficult. I'm confident of that. But cable management is an art. So we'll see how artistic I can get at cable management. You need a light source. So I've got this. Come on. All right. Need a light source so that you can shine things, to look for things in the dark, in the case. The website that I've been referring to has some people who wear those light forehead thing, which I thought was, I was tempted to buy it, but maybe it's a bit of an overkill. So not going to do that. And this, a thumb drive, and minimum 8 GB thumb drive. And I tell you why, because you need this to install Windows. Minimum 8 GB. I'll show you how to do that. I'm not going to show you how to do that later. I'm going to do that later and share with you and live stream to you what happens. All right. And believe it or not, I searched my entire house. We don't have a thumb drive, because, and I had to buy a new one. All right. So those are the things that we need. Okay. So let me just put all my tools in front here. There are a few things that I want you to know. Number one, I've never done this before. So I was thinking, how long is this video going to take? To be honest, I don't know. We could be here for the next 4 hours if I completely fumble this up. Or we could be here in 45 minutes and done. So my guesstimate is about 90 minutes, especially because I'm also talking at the same time as when I'm doing it, just for the live stream purposes. All right, so again, if you've just joined this live stream, I am a non-IT person who's attempting to build my own PC, and this is the first time I'm building, my first time live streaming, my first time building a PC. There's a lot of first times here. So I hope I don't make a complete fool out of myself. If you have any questions, just leave it in the chat below. And I have my first person to chat, to give me a message, from Eugene Ko. Hey, Eugene, what's up? How's it going? Hello, looks like you're having fun. Yes, I am. I'm having a lot of fun, but I'm also a bit stressed. I need to slow things down. Come on, just slow things down. All right. So I'm going to start step by step about what to do. So let me just share with you a few things. I like to do things. I like to plan how I do things. And my main way of planning is to use an app called Notion. Right, so Notion is an app that I use to keep all my any planning that I need to do. It's basically my digital notebook. So I'm going to be referring to this a lot. When I am finished, I'm going to share this my notes on how to build a PC. If you want to have a look, again, I would stress this is not for IT people. This is completely for non-IT people. All right. So before we go, I just wanted to share with you how much is going to cost to do all this. And I have an accounting part here. Okay. So in total, everything that I've shown you came up to 1,548 ringgit. That includes all the parts for the PC, all the peripherals, as well as all the tools. The only thing it doesn't have is the monitor. So I'm going to be using my old monitor, but if I wanted to buy another monitor, I would add about 300 ringgit to the whole build, which will make it to come up to about 1,900 ringgit, just under 2,000 ringgit. So what do we have? The RAM cost me 160 ringgit. And 8 gigabyte, I think, is a good start. If I need to add another 8 to make it 16, that will be another 160 ringgit. The SDD was 160 ringgit. The HDD was 170 ringgit for 1 terabyte. The motherboard is a Gigabyte B450M motherboard, was 360 ringgit. This is a cheap build. I would say cheap but powerful, value for money. The CPU, which included an integrated graphics card, was 390 ringgit. But you know, the motherboard and the CPU, you can go up to about 1,000 for each of them, or even 2,000 ringgit. My case was 120 ringgit. The power supply was 45 ringgit. My Wi-Fi was 22 ringgit. Speakers is 27 ringgit. Now these are all peripherals, and it's really, I just went out to get the cheapest. Because one thing I wanted to share with you, whenever I do these things, whether it's the building a PC or trying to master videography or trying to do photography or any other thing that requires investment, for a long time, I have always started with what is the cheapest that I can find. And I'll tell you the reason why. It's because if I were to go for the best or for the most powerful, which I've done in the past, it has always happened that I end up not being able to appreciate why not being able to appreciate how powerful it is. But if I started with something cheap, if I started with something that is a budget and more value for money, when I choose to upgrade, then I can actually feel it. And I'll give you a reason why. Because yesterday when I bought it, I initially wanted to get 16 gigabyte of RAM, all right, and just put those two things in. But I decided, no, I'm just going to put 8 gigabyte of RAM, see what happens. And if it's good enough, then I'll stick with that. But if it's not, then I can always add the RAM later so that I appreciate it more. All right. Okay. So so that the long nose pliers and work light and all that. So all of that came to 1,548 ringgit. And I'm confident that based on the equivalent thing that you're going to buy from manufacturer, it could be maybe 3,000 or 3,500 ringgit. Now, what is also not in here is the Microsoft Windows license for the OS, which if you buy it from the shop in Malaysia, is about 400 ringgit. If you buy it online from Microsoft, it's about 900 ringgit. Which is something you need to build in. Most of the time, I find that when you go on YouTube, so when you read articles, they always talk about the build of the PC for a certain budget. But please bear in mind that the build that everybody's talking about doesn't include peripherals like monitors and speakers and all of that, and doesn't include the Windows license as well. It literally just includes the box, the desktop itself. Okay, all right. Before we start building, so I am referring a lot to article I found, which is called 19 Steps to Building a PC from buildgamingcomputers.com. I will leave a description. Hang on, maybe I can do that right now. Copy link address. I'm going to put this in the link. So if you want to see I'm putting it in the link. This is the website that I am referring to. So I'm just going to zoom through this before we actually start the steps. This one can go here. Okay. Step 1, gather what you need to build a PC. I'm just going to quickly zoom through this. We'll come back and do it bit by bit. Step 2, open case and prepare for installation. Step 3, mount additional case fans, which is optional. And I missed my close bracket. Step 4, prepare motherboard for out-of-case installation. Step 5, insert processor into motherboard. Step 6, mount heatsink and fan on motherboard. Step 7, insert memory into motherboard. Step 8, insert M.2 SSD onto motherboard, which is optional. Explain to you later what that's about. Step 9, quickly test core components. Step 10, mount motherboard into case. Step 11, mount GPU and other PCIe cards. Step 12, mount HDD, SDD in case. Step 13, mount optical drive in case. Step 14, connect case front panel cables. Step 15, mount power supply in case. 16, connect power supply to components. Step 17, last checks and booting your PC. Step 18, set up BIOS, install OS, update drivers. And step 19, game in all new graphical glory. And if we get to this state, everything's okay. So hopefully that will be okay for us. So let's go back to step 1. All right. So again, if you're just joining us, I am a non-IT person who's building a PC for the first time. And I wanted to share the experience and live streaming this. This is also my live stream. If I think I'm comfortable to call myself a vlogger. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel just for the fun of it. That would be much appreciated. So let's go to gather what you need to build a PC. Which is this. You need the tools. So I've got all the tools here. What do you need? The parts, all the components are there. Suitable surface, which is here. A way to ground myself. Okay, so the thing is, you don't, static electricity is the enemy of PCs. So you got to make sure that you ground yourself. And you know that I read that you can buy certain things that you wear, but you don't actually need to. You just have to make sure you touch something metallic before you start handling certain things like the motherboard and the SSDs. All right. And you need the motherboard manual, which is going to be in the motherboard case. And that's something that I haven't opened yet. Open case and prepare for installation. That's what it says here. All right, so this is the case. Where's my knife? All right, opening the case right now. You can buy cheap cases or you can buy expensive cases, obviously. And the case that I originally wanted to get cost 45 ringgit. And that case came with its own power supply unit built into it. And the difference is that case will look extremely simple. And right now, the rage is to have cases which have clear, a clear panel on one side, so you can actually see the parts, and it has all these lights. So I decided to spend a little bit more money to get the case. So yes. Okay, come on. So bearing in mind, this is the first time I'm live streaming, I'm trying to understand, what do I do if I need to go to the bathroom? Do I just go? Okay. Look at that. So, as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. See, it's clear on the inside, and this is the case. So let me just show you. There are, well, I'm sure you've seen a PC before. So there's all these things at the top. This is called the front panel. This is where the on-off switch goes. And this is where we're going to start putting all the components in. All right. Okay, so I am going to remove the side panel. Oh, okay. Very important. It is extremely important that you have a little container to put your screws in, right? Have that next there. So don't put things lying everywhere. Anything that you came out, anything that you unscrew that you know you have to screw back, make sure you put it in your little screw container here. Right, so this is the glass panel, and I am going to take this and put this to one side. And leave it there until I need it. All right. Okay, so let's examine what we have here. A lot of screws in the screw container. Don't take anything out of the plastic until you absolutely have to. Okay, so these, okay, let me just show you. Okay. Remember, these are the front panels. All these wires are from the front panel, and they're meant to connect to the motherboard. Right? So that's one there. Then you will see this. Hang on, where's my light? Oh. Tell you there was a reason why I need the lights. There's all these other wires, and these other wires are actually the fan. Because if you look here, these are all fans, right? To keep the CPU cool. So in the casing that I bought, I have I have 3 fans here, 2 in front and 2 at the back. And the purpose of the fan is to keep things cool. I'm not sure. One set of fans will blow out hot air. It's an exhaust. Another set of fan will be is an intake of colder air. And what happens is between the hot air and the cold air, there's circulation, right? So cold air comes in from the front and hot air is exhausted from the back. So there's always a circulation. And believe me, if you want to do that, because CPU will get extremely hot it's not warm, it's hot. And it's something that you can that can damage the PC. All right. Okay, so now our case is open and we are ready for installation. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, let's leave it there. Next, mount additional case fan. Now this is optional. I have 3 fans here. And really, the machine that I'm building, the power requirement and the power output, and therefore the heat output isn't very much. But when you start having bigger, more powerful processors with a graphics card, and when you start really pushing it for graphics and for games and all that, everything there will get very hot. And sometimes 3 fans is not enough. You need to have 4, 5, 6 fans. And this is an optional step in case you want to put in more fans. But we don't need this because we have 3 fans already. All right, prepare motherboard for out of case installation. This is the motherboard. All right. So this is going to be the platform where everything connects to. I put a note in red here. Before touching your motherboard or any other components for that matter, remember that you need to ground your physical body first to remove any static electricity built up. So my table is made of metal. Okay. All right. Okay. Make sure my notes are there. Okay. Whew. Okay, so this is the motherboard. It comes with some cable. This, I think, is the SATA cable. Again, any cable, put it to one side. And in the motherboard, it will have this thing, which is input-output panel. And this will go, if you remember any desktop PCs at the back, you have all those stuff, right? And so this is what it is. This one will go in here, right? So I'm going to put this to the side first. All right, then you have the manual, and then you have the CD. Who uses CDs anymore? CDs I'm going to leave in the box. I/O panel in the box, a SATA card in the box, but I'm going to make sure I take the manual out because I need to refer to this. So this one, we're not done with it yet. This one will go to the side. Okay. Okay, hang on. I'm actually quite nervous at the moment. All right. Static. I hope I'm doing this right. Removing static electricity. All right. So this is what the motherboard looks like. Okay. Whew. Don't need that anymore. That goes into the motherboard. Okay. All right. So motherboard already. Just need to look into it. I suggest that you take, I've read that it's good to just take a look at the motherboard because at some point later on in the build, you're going to start connecting a lot of things to the motherboard. So start getting familiar with what's on the motherboard. So remember these things, the front panel, there are a lot of these wires. These wires will eventually be connected here. And the hard drive will be connected here. And this thing will be a hive of activity. So let me just show you. Processor would go here. RAM would go here. Power would go here. Okay. Next step. Insert processor into the motherboard. Okay. Sorry, I need a drink. All right. So this is, I'm told, the most delicate part of the whole build, or one of the most delicate part in the whole build. Oops. When you open the CPU box, what is that? Nothing here. You will get important, please read. AMD Ryzen 3000 series desktop processor with Radeon graphics contained in this package is compatible with all 500 series motherboard out of the box. Compatible with 400 series and A320 motherboard. So yeah, that's good because mine is a 400 series. When a compatible BIOS update has been installed, please visit manufacturer's website. Motherboard packaging featuring either of the graphics shown below or compatible without requiring a BIOS update. Okay. And installation instruction. I've read about 1 million of them, but I'm going to read the manufacturer's installation for instructions, which is this. Okay. Put that here. Okay. So this is the CPU. Oh, this is CPU, Ryzen from AMD. And on top of the CPU, you also get what is called a cooler, or in this case, a stock cooler. And this is a fan that cools down the CPU, right? So this is a cooler. It goes on top of the CPU, and there's a fan spinning. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm about to put the CPU in. Everybody, all the videos I've read, all the people I've spoken to said, do not be very delicate with this thing. Make sure you don't touch the gold parts. There is, if you see, there's an arrow here, gold arrow. Can you see? That one there's a corresponding arrow here. So the thing is to just drop it in without any force. Just, that's it. Drop it in. And shut it. Zero force. It has to, you just literally drop it in and it's just there. It goes in. These things, whenever if you have to do it with force, then there's something wrong. So, processor inserted into motherboard, step 5 done. Step 6. All right. Oh, hang on. Step 6. Mount heatsink and fan on motherboard. Okay. All right. I want you to see this, yeah? Can you see that? That square thing is when this will come into contact with the CPU. But between the cooler and the CPU will be something called a thermal paste. And it's a piece of material that sits between the CPU and the cooler. Most of the time, you need to apply the thermal paste yourself. But in this case, the thermal paste is already there. Okay. So, let me refer to this. I'll tell you what, I have to stop a little bit because I'm not sure in which order, in which you see here, it says AMD there. There's a special way of making sure that your cooler is properly connected. I just want to make sure that it is. Okay, hang first glitch. I can't remember. I remember reading about this, but I can't remember how to make sure that the luckily enough, I actually saw a video yesterday where somebody was installing this exact thing. So I'm just going to make sure I refer to that. I'm going to put a link of what I'm watching right now. See what it is. I just want to make sure I do this right. If you know, please do.
Products in this video were provided to the author to do review. All opinions are 100% authors and authors alone. Hey guys, this is your friend Nicky back again. So I'm sure you've seen a bunch of my videos that I do very high-end builds, very expensive as I can for those kind of builds.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put it right over the screw holes. So then I'm going to screw down this one first, and then this one afterwards. So I'm just going to put it right over.
Okay. All right. So I was right. It's going to be like that. So I had a suspicion that as I'm looking at the motherboard, the AMD that you see here should be facing me. So it has to be like that.
The screw holes. So then I'm going to screw down this one first. Down. I'm going to do it the same way. Screw.
Okay. Ooh. I got who? Okay, let me just chill out a bit. Who's here? Lang. Haha, you can take that camera with you to the bathroom. Yes, I thought of that. Okay, so welcome, Lang. Good to see you here. Okay. All right. So what I have to do now is I have to remove some things here. Certain coolers you can just clip it in, but some coolers you need to screw it in. So if you screw it in, which is what this is, I have to take what's on the board out so I can screw it in. Oops. Let's see, make sure I got this right. Okay, this one, because I'm not going to use them again, this one would go into the motherboard box because it belongs with the motherboard. Okay. So there are 4 screws. So what I'm reading here is it's better to make sure that you just screw all 4 screw in on a crisscross motion. So basically, if there's 1, 2, 3, 4, do here, do here, do here, do here, just slightly so that the thread is in, and then you tighten it up, which is what I'm going to do now. Okay, so that's in. Then I'm going to all right, it's in. And so let me show you. That's what it would look like. And this cable here would need to be connected here so that the motherboard is going to provide power to the cooler. All right. And there you go. Heatsink and fan mounted. Whew. Okay. Sorry, I get excited over these things. Oh, Aslan AMD logo face left. Thank you very much. Gotcha. Okay. Next. Insert memory into motherboard. So this is the memory, 8 GB RAM, DDR4. Time to take out. By the way, my friend asked me, how do you keep all the boxes? I think keep all the boxes for the time being until such time that you can determine the state of the warranty, because any stickers that you see here on anything, do not take it out. Leave it in there. So this is the RAM. Can you see the notch there? There's a notch there. This notch, there's a corresponding notch here. And you have to make sure, so there is no way that you can mess up putting this thing in. So Okay, having some issues putting the RAM in. It should click in, but I don't want to force things. Have I got it the wrong way around? No, that's the right way around. All right. All right, RAM is in. This is the RAM going on. This is the RAM. Step 7, done. Okay, now I can relax a bit, take my glasses off. Insert M.2 SSD onto motherboard. Because my motherboard is a cheap motherboard, there's no M.2 SSD. M.2 SSD is a new kind of SSD that goes and fits directly onto the motherboard, and not like an and not like a physical, not like this. This is an SSD as well, and there's no way that I can mount an SSD thing here. Okay, I need a drink. If you're just joining me, I am a non-IT person building my first PC. Leave some comments in the chat below. All right. Step 9. Quickly test core components, which is optional. So what is this? What does this involve? Okay, so this is optional, and I'm not going to do it. It's good practice. Doing a quick check that the parts you installed thus far are working easily just requires you to temporarily plug in the PSU and jumpstart the motherboard with your screwdriver. I'm not going to do that. So let's go quickly to step 10, which is mount motherboard onto the case. All right. So remember this is called the input-output panel. I can now take this out. I remember I should have done this in step 2, prepare the case for installation, but I didn't. So that goes. No. No, it's supposed to be like that. All right, so let me just show you what I'm doing. Oh, hang on, can't see here. Okay. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. I need to now put this motherboard and screw it in to the case here. If you look inside, I can't move the camera. If you look inside, well, just take my word for it, there's going to be a screw mounts that's called standoffs that's already connected to the PC. So the standoff would correspond to the location of the screws in the motherboard. So I'm just going to put it in right now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 standoffs here. Okay, okay. Okay, why doesn't this go in? Is it supposed to go in? Okay, second issue. Making sure that this thing is fixed properly. Okay. Is that better? Yep. Okay. I need some aircon, man. All right. Okay, I'll tell you what the issue was. I don't want to mess it up, but basically, there's something on the motherboard. All the output from the motherboard and the I/O panel just now that I showed you, that silver thing, it needs to be completely aligned, and it needs to look like this. So That took some time to do. So now that I've done that, I can start screwing things in. And these are the screws that came with the motherboard, which I can now taking out. There's a lot of them. So I'm going to put this in here. This is why you need magnetic screwdrivers. Oops. Now, there are going to be more screws than there are standoffs, right? So just be aware of that. And it's good that you take a note of where those standoffs are. I think I've got it pretty, because like just now, I was trying to screw something in and there wasn't anything to screw into. All right, if you've just joining us, I am on step 10 of my 19-step build process for my first PC. Build, mount motherboard onto case. Okay. Okay, this screw doesn't seem to want to go in. So I'm a bit worried about that screw. So you know what? I'm going to take all the screws back out just to make sure I do this properly. If you're just joining us, I am trying to build my burst PC for the first time. We've been at it for 90 minutes now, And this is going to be the most complex part, I think. Okay, so far, the build, well, at least my build has not been easy because I'm doing this for the first time. That's not a good thing to do. Whew. Okay, what is going on here? Okay. Okay. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Whew, it's getting hot, man. But I think it's my stress. One more. Oops, where did that? Okay. Oh my God. Whew. Done. All right. Mount motherboard in the case. Done. Took a bit longer than I thought. Next, mount GPU and other PCI cards. Well, since I don't have a graphics processing unit, then I don't have to do step 11. Step 12, mount HDD and SSD. But let me show you. Okay. I need to take the back panel off. Okay. Screw, I mean. Okay, so this is how it looks like after 30 minutes of wrestling. Whew. Where are we up to now? All right, mount hard disk drive and SSD. I'm going to start with this first, but I'm going to sit down now. Right, now I'm going to take the other panel off. Front panel off. And let me just show you. This is the other side. And this is where all the hard disk and SSD is going to go. Oops. Okay, so let's take that out. One. And if I'm not mistaken, if you're just new to this, I don't know how many people are here actually? There's not that many. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, I am amazed that we have gone this far. And if you are still with me, that's great. If you're not with me, then that's also fine. This one, here. So this is what the SSD looks like. Trying to figure out, where does this go? Where can we put this? Here? No. No. I'm just trying to figure out where I put this, because this is where the hard disk is going to go. But why? Where am I going to put this? Any ideas, anyone? Oh, okay, got it. Can't be that. Where would this thing go? Can't be there. Okay, that's where the SSD goes. Okay, so the SSD goes here, but I'm trying to figure out where does the hard disk drive go then? Okay, I am now mounting the hard disk drive. And I still haven't figured out where I put the SSD. Don't know where that goes into. So let me just check out what it says here. Okay, let me just finish this up. That's it. Okay, for your information, we are at step 12 of a 19 steps. Just a few more to go. I hope. Ah, there it is. All right, if you're just joining us, and frankly speaking, I don't know how many people are here. For all I know, there's nobody there, which is fine, because I want the experience of doing this. But if you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining us. I am trying to build my own PC as a non-technical person. So Let's see if that can go in. That should go in nicely. Come on. Okay. Hard disk is in. Where do I mount the SSD? So let's take a look at what. So I reckon we have to mount the SSD up here. How do we do that? Where would I mount the SSD? Can I mount it here? Can't be there. Here. So if you're just joining me, my issue right now is trying to find a place for me to mount my SSD, and I can't seem to find a place to put it. Can I put it there? Oh, it doesn't seem to be there. All right, I have to refer to a video.
So then we're just going to go ahead and slide that back in there. A bit awkward, but I mean, it works. Now you're not going to be able to get through with these. And then
SSD, where are you? I can't mount you here. Not supposed to mount you here. There. Yep, found it somehow. So I've been trying to find how to put this, but there's actually, I can mount it here. Okay. So the question is, how the heck do I do that? Okay. This is, I think, the third issue. How the heck do we put, where does the SSD go? I think I found the solution. At least I hope it's the solution. Well, I hope I'm doing the right thing. I think I am, but that's not really good answer, is it? If you're just joining me, I'm just having some issues figuring out where to put the SSD because the slot that's readily there I've already taken it for my HDD. So I hope I'm doing the right thing here. I tell you, two things that we didn't have when I was helping my friend with her son's PC build was a ready flashlight like the one I'm using right now, as well as longer screwdriver like this. But that's the advantage, right? Every time you do something, you learn. That's what is meant by skill building. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I forgot to do this. I wanted to do it. I'm just gonna put, oops. Oh dear. The last one is always issue. Step 12. 7 steps to go. Okay. I'm gonna push this down. Not doing very well here. Why am I not doing as well? What if we do this? One. Okay, if you're just wondering what is Reza doing, I am trying to manage issue number 4, which is mount the SSD in. The HDD is mounted, but I'm having a lot of issues with the SDD. That's better. think there's a problem here. Still can't fix it. Where does the STD go? We go here. Can I actually mount it here? Is that where it goes? Does it go like that? Can you see? Is this where it goes? Let's see if I can. Only problem is, how do I screw that in? Where else can it go? I think it can go in there. It looks like that's the only place I can put it. Three people. Let's see, I have to refer to YouTube now.
So difficult. I had to use pliers before. So I'm just taking that out now. So just know you might need needle nose pliers for that. And then you slide your stage out. Okay, and now you would think, oh, maybe you put it down here, but no, it's a little bit awkward. You have to put it right here and then screw it in with these screws up there, right here and right here. So that is a bit awkward, but I mean, it works. Now, you're not going to be able to get through with these.
Awkward. No, that's the power supply has to go there.
Unless you have a really tiny screwdriver, I don't. A bit awkward. And then it's just a bit up. Okay? These, unless you have a really tiny screwdriver, I don't. But either way, it's an SSD. You don't have to worry too much about that. So one side, you want to screw that in. Okay? So it's not going to go anywhere. It's just a bit awkward. And then you would slide the SATA cable and the SATA power cable right up here. So then we're just going to go ahead and slide that back in there. It's just a bit awkward. And then you would slide the SATA cable and the SATA power cable right up here. So then we're just going to go ahead.
Okay. Not very secure. All right, so it's in. And then I'm going to put this in as well. All right, okay. My God, that took 30 minutes. SSD in step 13, optical drive. In case we don't have an optical drive, which is a DVD player, nope, connect case front panel cables at last. Okay, the front panel cables are all these things. All these things that needs to be, that's on the front panel here that needs to be connected. So these wires have to be connected in there. Okay, so let's do it one by one. Power switch, reset switch, power LED, plus power LED minus, HDD LED plus minus. So you can't see it here, but there are things written here, and that you should need to find the corresponding things that's written on the motherboard. And they obviously have like the smallest writing on the planet. And I can't see. Damn, I really can't see. Is it my glasses? Or my other glasses? I can't see. So I'm getting old. I can't see what's written here. Okay, now I got to take a picture. Now I can see. For your if you want to know, this is what I couldn't see. Okay. Power SW. HDD, LDD. Power L. Power LED. Okay, let me just. So you have power switch. Have I got this in the wrong place? Where is anything else here? Not the right place. Okay. Resources. Okay, so problem number 5. I'm trying to fix the front panel to the motherboard, but I just can't see what I'm doing, and the writing is really small. So let me just push this up here. That doesn't work. If you're joining me right now, I am trying to put together my first PC as a non-technical person. I've been at it for, what are we doing here? For maybe since 2:30. Okay, so I've got the user manual of the motherboard up. because I can't see. Okay, got it. Hard drive activity LED. Okay. Reset switch. Reset switch. Next. Chassis intrusion header, doesn't seem. Power LED. Power LED. Power LED plus, power LED minus. And then lastly, power switch. Where does the power switch go? Okay. Power switch would go 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus. Oh my God. I have a video here. Why didn't I just watch the video?
All right, so now that's installed right down here. Okay, so you could also put the SSD. So now we're going to give me 1 sec. Really simple. And then we need to connect the 8-pin CPU power. But I'm just going to go ahead and keep it right here for now. Put that one in. You would normally expect maybe to fit the drive in the enclosure right over here where you would put your 3.5-inch drive. But then, crisscross. so you'll notice on the RAM slots, they're matched. So you want of the case, so 1 second. Here, 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 and here, as well as one. Okay, so now down here. Okay, let's see. Simple enough. Then, okay, so you're going to get one of the side power. For example, to show you guys the complete project. So 1 second. All right, guys. So here is the finished build.
Where is
It's not going to go anywhere. It's just a bit awkward. Mentally make note of those holes.
But I hope we're doing okay.
Easy enough to fix. Okay. Right back here, just or using a bit different. Do it is here, but now it's a little. Pull up that lip. Up. Okay, so that's in there. Okay, so you could also put the SSD right here, but I'm just gonna.
Okay, I am now. I need to go. I am on step 14. Connect front case panel cables. My problem is the writing is small. I can't read it.
But just to give you an idea on how to build it. Okay, so this guy, and you want to make sure, see that USB 3.0, the power LED,
Okay.
the power switch, and the reset switch. It's all silk screen on there, but it's really tiny, so it might help looking in the motherboard manual. This is their motherboard manual for this motherboard. And unfortunately, it doesn't have much of anything. So give me 1 second while I do this off camera real quick. With that out of the way, we need to connect the ATX 24 pin, which will go.
Okay.
Right over here.
All right. So the thing is, this thing connecting the front panel, even if I do it wrong, what the impact of it is that I won't get any indication lights on the front panel. So it's not going to be catastrophic. I shouldn't say that, but I'm going to move on to mount power supply in case. Okay, so that's. I remember when I was helping my friend build her son's PC, this was the issue, big stumbling block. See this? This is the power switch. That power switch will go up here. And then Then I have to screw it in. You know what's amazing is that I'm managed to do this for the time being without having to call anyone. Touch wood. Oh, nearly done. 4 more steps, man. Okay, that's done. Connect power supply to components. All right, so this is the nightmare that we have to contend with. This goes this. Okay. I'll show you. All of these are power cables that's required to drive everything. And we need to make sure that they are all connected to the right place, giving power to the right parts. But this is where art comes in, because if we don't do this right, this is what we call cable management. It's not about making things fit, it's about making things look beautiful, if you know what I mean. And I've learned a lot about cable management in the last 2 days from my friends, Bill, as well as the shop. So what do I want this has to go in there. So if I put this here, this should go. Okay. Let's make sure I got the right. My notes, where are my notes? So that's the PSU in. Then there's no GPU, so it doesn't require power. Okay, these, I've got to do this as well. What is this? USB 3.0. USB. Here's the HD audio. Come on. Okay. Then we've got to connect the various hard disk. I don't know how many people are there, but we are now at the last part of this entire build, and it's about to be completed. Okay, this one will also go onto the motherboard. Oh, there you go. Motherboard is connected. There are two connections to the motherboard. Now got to connect the hard disk drive. Okay. Why can't I connect this thing? Problem number 6. Why can't I connect my drives? Let's see if this one will connect here. You know what? This is like the last bit. Okay, let's check this out. I can't connect it. Oh, okay. Now I can. But it's in the wrong place. Finally. Done. Oh my God. All right. Then I got to connect the fans to the power cable. So I'm going to extend this. Bring it out here. We're nearly done. I don't think there's anybody left here, but never mind. I hope I can get this done soon because I want to go and pray. That goes in here. And then this. Okay, this one goes in here. What is this? All right, cables are all connected. Last checks and booting your PC. Okay, power supply to motherboard done. Second power supply to motherboard done. All fans are connected. SSD power done, HDD power done, no GPU, all fans are connected. The only thing that I need to do now are the SATA cables, and we are ready to go. Oh. Do you just love the satisfying click when you know something has gone in where it's supposed to go? And with that, the build is complete. That only took me 3 hours. So all that's left to do now is to boot it up. So in order to boot it up, there's a few things that I need to do. I need to push this here. Oops. Okay, so I am going to do something now, which is I'm going to disconnect my HDMI monitor because I need it. So this is my HDMI that's going to be connected here. Okay. Then I'm going to connect the power. Okay, we are connected. Moment of truth. Okay, it's not turning on. So if it's not turning on, then that earlier problem that I had, which was connecting the front panel, may be an issue. Okay, need to redo this again. Okay. HDD LED plus minus power LED reset. Reset. Then What's this? Power switch. Okay. Okay, build is done, but the thing won't switch on. Trying to figure out why. Okay, troubleshoot time. Okay, so new PC won't boot. Reasons: one, misplaced front panel connectors, which is what I was trying to do just now. Incorrectly seated RAM. RAM is okay. Missing power supply cable. Missing motherboard standoffs. Overheating CPU. All right, now it's time to call tech support. But what is he going to do? There's nothing much he can do. Okay, last time I'm going to reconnect these front panel connectors and redo them, see what happens. And if we can't do that, then there's not much else I can troubleshoot from a hardware perspective. Power LED plus, power LED minus, power LED plus. So this has to go in. Okay. Then HDD LED plus. So that will go here. Power switch. Plus and minus. And reset. Oh my God, this is the smallest thing on the planet. I gotta take a break. I need to get stronger lights. That light is running out. See, the problem with this thing is that it's so tiny, and I wish once it's in that it would stay in place. But I refuse to be defeated by this. Okay. Okay. I don't know what to do now. Can't diagnose it anymore. Everything is done. Okay, this is now completely beyond me, but I managed to build the whole thing. Now the issue that I have is the PC won't start up. So let's see who's here. Probably no one. Who is still in the room? Just two people. Who's the other person? Who's Pink Elephant? Is that? Okay, so after 3 hours and 30 minutes, I have built everything, but I can't get it to start. So it's time for Asar. I'm gonna call it a day and bring it to my tech support. Ask them to take a look at what's happening with the build. and I will get back to you tomorrow. So, but the point still remains, being able to get stuff from the box and actually building this, to me, it was still fun. I had a lot of fun. I had 5 major issues that came up. Issue apart from the last one where it won't power up. Issue number 1 was the placement of the SDD. Issue number 2 was the placement of the front panel cables, which I still can't resolve. And I think everything is okay. I'm just wondering whether it's actually the power cable that has a problem. What if I switch the power cable? I'm going to try something out. No, better not. Okay. I'm going to record this video and then I'm going to see what happens. Thanks so much for being here, the 2 of you. And thanks for liking. Please subscribe to my channel if this is interesting for you. And I'll see you later. I'm going to end this stream right now. Ending 3, 2, 1. Bye.